Let's do it. Simulator 2020. Tour of Airship Hindenburg. Season 1, Episode 1. Give me some episode name. So I chose the Hindenburg on purpose at Coronado Airport because, to and for those who've seen the Airships in Pause series, Seeing Red, along with other videos I made, using Red Wing Simulations DLZ 129 Hindenburg, this is something else, of course. Every check I do, things like that, I'm going to show you around. And even though today is the anniversary of the Titanic sinking, I'm going to say this. I thought to brighten your Titanic sinking anniversary a little bit by showing and telling you something happy here, like touring LZ 129 Hindenburg. Now, I set this day like this on purpose because this thing is very reflective, and of course, I don't want any viewers going blind, things like that. And out here, these are remnants of the 42 flow Campout Utility. I really hope there be dogs among it, but it looks like they're not going to appear in this video. And before you call me a dog killer or anything like that, keep this in mind too. I'm not. The Hindenburg, of course, in all my gameplay is powered by Vyond logic, not hydrogen. Although there were a few dogs on board. Unfortunately, of course, supposedly they didn't make it on 6th of May, 1937, when, of course, the real Hindenburg met her demise at Lakehurst Naval Air Station in Lakehurst, New Jersey. So, alright, this is a digital recreation and a nostalgic tribute to a bygone era. Where that sun's coming out, I better get inside. First of all, when we start the tour, let's start it from the control car, for that's where you're going to be starting. And from time being I record this video, I want to help you get your money's worth, because I'm sure some of you are getting frustrated with it and you're giving up, asking for refunds, things like that. Let's get you out of that, okay? So, to begin with, of course, let's go to the control car. I know just how to get there. Since I have 42 flow pop out here, which is within reach in the marketplace, actually I'll just go by how I usually play. Like, I press the N key on my keyboard, and we start in the control car. And in this video, we'll be using the, of course, the status page to get to places. And let's see these places where we're going to go. So using the status page, we'll go to common areas first. Like, let's go to the dining room. Go back to the control car. And now using the status page, let's go to, of course, the lounge. Now, go back to the control car, and let's go to the cabins. Anyway, let's start from the, I believe that's, of course, General Hindenburg. Anyway, let's start from the control car. Okay, so here in the control car you have as follows. And if you see the helm moving, that's because, you know, first of all, let me click the scroll, and you can look around. Check it out. Even just by moving the yoke, you can look around. Watch. Alright. On board this thing you have as follows. So on this thing you have, in the control car, I'm just gonna call them as I see it from my end for the time being. You have the navigation station along with the observation station, as you can see here. So let's start in the control car for this tour. So to begin with, first of all, we're not flying. I just need to show you around. Now, today in this video, we will use only the status page to get from one end to another. And since I am alone, let's keep this airship on easy mode. And let's give the order to get started, please. Thank you. Well, we're not going anywhere, so...
Please give me a general report.
Okay, let's do this. Make sure it's okay
Nothing to report.
to give the tour.
Everything works normally.
Everything is in order.
Okay, everyone agrees. Let's do this.
Getting started, please. No problem, sir.
And here, of course, I'll show you and tell you later how I generally fly. So now let's go around here. So right where I am, watch officer, I believe that is. Let me show you around in here. Turn to the left. Let's see what's here. Here's the helm for me to turn the rudder. And here's the helm for the elevator. And here's this to lock it. And I typically don't lock it. Ooh, some tablet here. Let's take a look at it. While we're getting to the tablet, let's see what we have here. Here's your landing gear indicator here. And what's strange about this landing gear indicator is that red indicates that it's down, and green indicates that it's up. Now you should know that the Hindenburg is not your typical fixed-wing airplane. It's something else. Here's your iPad. I usually refer to this at some points in the cruising phase, and or when and if I'm landing, so... Just like PHI Air Medical, my lucky number is 0. Sen. Zero. Null. Ziffor. Right here. You can go in either or. Alright. And if you look behind me here, of course, you have a clock, obviously, because you need to know what time it is, but I put it on my own time, so we're really like 16 minutes behind in real life. But I did that on purpose, to help prevent blinding as much as possible. And if you look here, this is your attitude indicator. This is where you get warning. We are tilting dangerously upwards and or downwards. Like, look. Warning. We are tilting dangerously upwards and or downwards. You're going to be faced with that, so accept it. And if you want to make videos where you're going to have that heard a lot, make chapters. And if you look over here, this is where, of course, I use my Vyond logic to get the airship going. And of course, this is how I, generally speaking, fly. Like, if I'm going from Los Lunas to Coronado Airport via the unofficial Manzano Mountain Airship Depot, which is, of course, November Mike 89er, I do this. I fill gas cells 2, 8, 10, and 12. Again, gas cells 2, 8, 10, and 12. So, the only real red lights I put are gas cells 8, 10, and 12. It is 8, 10, and 12. Gas cells 8, 10, and 12. I typically fill. And now as we get out of here, I'm going to show and tell you the navigator's position on the status page. So this is a fun place, like watch. As we are going around here, here's your telephone. We'll have to play with that, and we go this way. There's a telephone book. It's animatable. Or is that even a word? Yeah, there's a telephone book. You can do a lot of things in here. Like that. Make sure all the crew is on board, things like that. Get to that in a minute, but right now, let's see. This is fun. Like watch. Look, here's the northern and southern hemisphere. I personally think that the northern hemisphere should be the blue book, because when you go north, things tend to get cool. Well, unless you're going to Antarctica, then things get cool. Watch. Use book. Put the book away. Use book. And you put the book away. And of course, as you're going, you have your lovely eraser here to... not that. You have your eraser here to erase some mistake you made in the route or anything like that. Or to show progress. Or things like that. I didn't mean to close that. Watch. Erase the progress on your route. Okay. And let's take a map out. Since we're operating in the US West, let me go get it out. First of all, I must remind you that this is a German airship, so Germany all. And of course, here's how to put the map away. Watch. Put the pen, it goes away. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, let me get the US West map out, okay? Okay, let me get the sextant out. It's right here. Here's a little drone show for you. These alcohol bottles here have something to do with some calculations of some kind. I'm not sure what they are. Alright. And now let's see what do we have here. Let's take the Northern Hemisphere book out. There's your navigation station. Let me, of course... Yeah, let me call the officer's mess, see if you're ready to board the tourists. I'm gonna pretend. Okay. They really are, but I'll just watch. Hey, are you ready to board everybody else? Okay, they're coming on board. Alright. Okay, let me see if I can get back to the clipboard from here. All I'm really using here are, of course, to get around this airship. All I'm really here are the scroll on my computer mouse, arrow keys on my keyboard, and of course my flight yoke to get around. Since I do have the Turtle Beach Velocity 1, that's what I'm using. See? You don't need any expensive, software or things like that to move around. There you go. See? No big deal. Just a lot of work. Oh my. No problem. Okay, so that's all done. And right here in the control car, I struggle with this too. This is like your throttle, so to speak, and it doesn't work like an airplane. So of course, when I move these things to all ahead full, you hear bells ringing, and that's what happens. You go all ahead full, but bear in mind that this is not an airplane and it takes time. And here's your megaphone here to give the orders. Now, bearing in mind too, since this thing's not your typical airplane, you gotta do a lot of things the old-fashioned way. Like, you have to do a lot of manual clicking on this thing, things like that. As we move over here, there's something like the autopilot control right here. And the 2-6 tree, that's your heading indicator. Like, we're pointed west in this case. And of course, right back here under the Vyond Logic Gas Control panel, here's your autopilot here. And this thing goes in meters, of course. Although I use the Imperial system, I hardly ever use this thing anyway as well. So, of course, I believe it's white that's, of course, your real altitude, and of course red, your desired altitude. So, let's see. Let me give you a better view of it. Okay, so I've taken a lot of time in the control car, so let me show and tell you other things here. If there's anything you want me to say or do better, let me know in the comment box below, and I'll maybe put that in like episode 2 or something like that. So anyway, let's go to, of course, the radio room and the mail room, which are available back here. Of course, observation station. So let's go here. Of course, this is not really necessarily a lounge. Here, of course, we talk about things and stuff, and as for those who are back here, this is what they have to do. They have to, of course, show and tell where we are. They need to let us know if we've passed UNM Hospital, so I can, of course, reduce to full reverse and go someplace else. Oh, something's out there. Speaking of which, this is how this place is used. There are my dogs. There's my dogs out there. There's the Campout Utility. But it's alright. You know, all this is here just for fun. In fact, the airship here, of course, fictionally speaking, in this video is for some some type of sun and fun expo. And now let's go up and down. I'll say again, let's go up and down. Let's hope for the best here. Like, hey, y'all, you all preparing for that expo? I hope so. Alright. Sometimes I might not feel like flying, so I'm thinking for future uploads, I'm going to do some Sun and Fun expos, as you can see here. Yeah, my own version of Sun and Fun expos. I'll say yeah, my own version. So let's go up. So, for whatever your last name is as of right now, I now know for the time being what up and down on Airship Hindenburg mean. Or in other words, you know, let's see, in this case, Hawk is for up, Runter is for down. Hawk, Runter, Hawk, Runter, Hawk. You know what they say, repetition's the mother of skill. Hawk, Runter, Hawk, Runter, Hawk, Hoch, und runter. Hoch, runter. Und jetzt hoch. Here's the radio room. We have some borders. Alright, look. DECA is our identifier. Delta Echo Double Kilo Alpha. That's basically the Hindenburg's call sign. Is DECA. And here's how I memorized DECA. Once upon a time at El Dorado High School, we had a cafe called DECA. And a class, which was of course a business education class, that's spelled Delta Echo Charlie Alpha. But in this case, it's spelled Delta Echo Double Kilo Alpha. Alright. So now, let's put it back how we got it. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so now let's go to the radio room. The guy's cool with us in the radio room at this point. The guy who's tending it, but we're not going to walk the whole catwalk for this takes a lot of time. Okay, so we're here. There's some catwalk there. I say again, there's some catwalk there. We're not going to go down it because, you know, I want to show and tell that you don't have to negate catwalks, you know, to go from one place, one end or another, so. Yeah, I got you a special event in the premium version. It's on my mind to go get it. Yeah, you went through a wall, but oh well. It's Flight Simulator. Crash settings are off. Everything you do here is with Vyond logic, is that right? Ah, let's see what he's doing here. Okay, as we looked at the mail here, looks like the guy here in the mailroom, before he needs a lot of privacy. Okay. Hey, I wasn't finished in the mailroom. Hey, I wasn't finished. Yeah. Anyway. Is that right? When you're with me, you pick up pieces. So anyway, now that we're done in there, we're almost done in here, so I'm gonna see what goes on here in the mailroom. You cool with the fact that it's a tour? I think so. Though I don't like backs turned. Let's see what it holds in here just for this one time. Okay, in the mailroom, let's say there, letters across the firmament. As this gentleman sorts through the envelopes, whatever you want to call them, where love letters floated like pixelated butterflies, passengers received messages from distant lovers, secret admirers, and the occasional spam, both manual mail and electronic mail. Enlarge your airship with this one weird trick. And yes, our inbox is open. Send us your best ACII art. And so now, let's go to, of course, the control car again. So I'm going to use some button on my yoke here. Are you ready to go? Thank you. Check for dropped possessions, things like that, okay? Okay, 3, 2, 1, now. So again, 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, so now we're back here. Let's look around. I think in this video, let's hit the passenger areas first. So let's go to the dining room. Hey, tour's ready. Oh, I forgot to open the door. I'll be right back. Tell the chief store to open the door. Okay? Let's do this.
Start boarding, please.
Roger. Start boarding. Okay, you all getting ready for an expo? Okay, the door's open at this point. Now let's walk around the airship, make sure that no drones hit it or anything like that. Now I put the weather like this on purpose because, like I said from before, look at that. This thing's very blinding. Okay, boarding's just about finished. I'll just let him pronounce it. It just has to reach 50 or 50. Anyway. Status page. Let's go in the dining room. Okay, while we're in the dining room.
Boarding finished, sir.
Let's say this. Out of the dining room, where passengers once debated, or actually they always debate this question. Is it rude to ask for seconds on the caviar? And over all over the place, if there is one on board, a dessert trolley loaded with pixelated eclairs and existential crises. But beware, if this happens at all, the chandelier occasionally moonlights as a disco ball during, of course, crew parties. Try these things here. Suppose I can make it work. Hey, is everybody okay? Bearing in mind, I'll say it again, bearing in mind that welfare checks are part of the procedure. Welfare checks under my command are mandatory. That's why I ask if everyone's okay. So as we go around here referring to the dining room. This is, of course, where I do the agility courses here with dogs on board, as you might have seen during the Gondola tour. It was a control car tour, and here you have an excellent observation deck overlooking the Coronado Airport, and of course, in this video, we are looking at the control car. Now, we're not, of course, walking catwalks in this video, for they take a long time. They're referring to these catwalk tours. Yeah, there's all kinds of random chatter, banter, whatever you want to call that. Alright. Yes. This is all done. So now let's go to the lounge in here. Here's how I take you there. Actually, it's more like... Let's go with the kitchen first. If I can get to it okay. Yes. Yeah, usual. There's a special event in the premium version. Anyway, let's tour it. Okay, while we are in the kitchen, of course, let's say this. Culinary magic in tight quarters. Behold, our chefs and whoever. Alright. Everyone is specialized in a lot of things. We have a lot of signature dishes. And yes, everything here is still powered by Vyond logic. Now on these flights, since I usually transport dogs, belonging to canine companions mostly, and those who are productive in their weight, which I prefer to be, yes, special event and premium version, I'll say that. Now you don't smash through walls. Let's get out of here. They're sort of the best dog chow. It's usually wet. You don't go over counters. Oh, there's just some windows down there. You don't go in there, so let's get out of here. Oh, here's gondola access, as you can see. Let's do it from here. Gondola access. This is just lighting control. Alright, this is just lighting control here. Pretty cool, huh? Inward. And on the status page, you'll get a lot of these things here. Like, if you click on this, you have access to the gondola. Okay. Let's, of course, go to the cabin area. I believe that's General and eventually President Auf Hindenburg's head, as you can see. As usual, is everybody okay? Hey, welfare checks are mandatory. You know that, right? You too. You okay? Welfare checks are mandatory. If you can see from the stairs there, that's of course how you get up. Okay. Actually, let's just, since I'm not that sketchy. Alright, what's going on? We don't go in people's rooms. Let's go to one where we can access, okay? Hey, don't be sketchy and going in there, okay? Okay, if it's not clickable, don't go in there. And the rest of you follow? Okay, so the other side is basically the same thing, or is it? So Let's not go in a room, let's just take a peek of what it's like in there. Alright, here's one room here. That's what it's like, but we're not going in there because I respect privacy. Things like that. Here you have a bunk bed. Sink. Well, you got pretty much everything in there. Although it doesn't look really nice, that's what it is. You even have a mirror. Alright, fine. Let's see what the other side holds for once. Okay, fine. Let's see what they have. Alright, we're coming. We're referring to a tour group, we're coming. Okay, we passed General Hindenburg right here. Alright, if everyone were asked, every area where I ask, is everyone okay? You know, you're seeing the area, finally. Right down that way, huh? One room is open. Same thing as I showed you in the other room, it's just that I respect privacy, let's not go in there, okay? Okay, so now let's go back to the control car. Alright, and now let's go to many places on board. Let's see what an engine car looks like for once. So, I don't go up here. Oh, you know. When if, you know, we're given an order, as you can see here. If you're working the engine car, this thing will ring. And we have to, of course, bring this accordingly to where I give the order to. Like, for example, if I go to full reverse, right here, full, Victor Oscar Double Lima. And now let's go here. And you look outside here, just to make sure everything's okay, things like that. These all tell you things and stuff. There's a Daimler engine. It's a really nice engine. And alright, we're working passenger areas today. I say again, we're working passenger areas today. Okay, so now let's go to the control car. One more crew area is, of course, the electrical room, where we make sure that all the airships, of course, electrical systems are okay. I'm not going in there, for what it says. But if we look out here really quick, since some of you guys like to explore secrets, things like that. Oh, we have a clipboard here. Gas bag. Ah, you have something here. I think it's a boat. No, it's not. Oh, it's a prop. Here's how I know. Look at that hub, whatever you want to call it there. That's a prop for this airship. Oh, you got ballast bag, other bags. take a look at it for once. Cover this sometime, okay? Okay, so now we're on Airship Hindenburg. I just hope this tour goes well today. Let's go to other places on board. We went to the radio room. Let's go in the engineer room, unless we've been there already. Wow, all the gas cells they monitor. And let's look left. Just so you know, these things are called telegraphs. Alright, these are telegraphs here. And here's your echelon autopilot phone. And not to mention, there's a catwalk. Trunks. I wonder what's in them. Where am I? Okay, this was something I can show you once more, okay? Let me close the door to the engineer room. I'll open it again. Everybody alright out there? Okay, get everyone out okay? I'm gonna close the door to the engineer room, but I will not lock it, okay? Alright, so now we go this way, and we, of course, look at the plan of the Hindenburg, or whatever this is regarding Airship Hindenburg. I guess you just can't close doors anymore. I guess you just can't close. Feel free to pause, take a screenshot, zoom in, whatever. I allow that on my videos, as you can see. Feel free to take a screenshot of the blueprint here. Pause the video, or anything like that, okay? Alright. So you can take a look. Okay. So now I'm going to make my way back to the control car. Okay. Now let's cover, of course, the crewmess and smoke room. The officers, crewmess, smoke room, bar, and screen room. There's not really much to see, except the officer's mess. Just a small room with gondola access, telephone. Look out there. That's just a window. Telephone to call either the control car or something like that. Move around. Okay, let's just go back to the gondola. Let's go to the smoke room, but I use it for something else, okay? I don't smoke. No, I'm not intending to. I just burn incense, so... Alright. Smoke room. Constellation map. Star constellation map. Window. All the dirigible history here. And now let's go back to the control car. Let me hit the lounge real quick. I meant to I did that earlier. Alright, as usual, is everybody okay? You'll also be eating here too. It's like another, of course, dining room. So in the lounge area here, to the other side, there's the dining room, cabins, and I really like that art on the wall. Here's our piano, and of course I'm not going to click it to play music because I'm ultra sensitive about my YouTube account for I had a copyright issue before. And fortunately, I just had to go to copyright school for that. So I'm just going to lean on for best results. Let's not play any music because sometimes people just don't like certain compositions of music. And as we look outside, overlooking the Coronado Airport, from the observation deck, the Vyond Logic fuel truck is out there, as well as Plotagon Logic fuel trucks out there, and ooh, we got a creeper van right out here. Yeah, look, we got a creeper van. Ah, even more so, the creeper van. We're looking at the creeper van. And now let's go around some more. Here's the piano. What else can I say about the lounge, since we're in it? Supposedly where sky meets comfort. I meant to welcome you to the lounge, where of course passengers sometimes recline. Please don't, that's very disrespectful. Sit in these chairs like gentlemen, ladies, whatever. And of course, we got, of course, people thinking, pondering or whatever about life's mysteries. And here we have the grand piano. I don't consider it that. Sure, we have rumors that people have composed a lot of things in here. And of course, since I named some of my crew members after Tamagotchi characters, this is where Lovely Ichi and Dokuki Nochi perform their acts. And in the lounge too, we have canine companions, dogs doing agility courses and things like that. And now let's, of course, go right this way. Yeah, you don't walk through structures. In the final exam, in Airships in Pause Season 1, Episode 5, or shortly before then, here we have, of course, some part of the lounge where there's a bookshelf. Supposedly this is a library in the Hindenburg, but it wasn't used for as a library in Airships in Pause Season 1, Episode either 4 or 5, that is, the final exam. We have one character, who goes by the name of Ben Ripachi, simulating the injury from when Meteorichi crashed into a Tamagotchi planet. And of course, canine companions' dogs had to go and provide comfort to Ben Ripachi in this general area. Like nuzzle their snouts against Ben Ripachi and or cuddle up against Ben Ripachi. And so now, back to the control car. And so, about the smoking room, I meant to say that, of course, whereas passengers had debated life's big questions, like, why are airships shaped like cigars? And the answer? Because rectangles are too mainstream. Also, rumor has it that ghosts gather here for pixelated poker nights. The stakes? External bragging rights. So now let's go to the bar in the scream room. Well, I'll show you the bar in the scream room. So, in this general area here, we have the bar and we have the scream room. I also meant to tell you in the officers' mess, where I showed you, the officers, they gather there to discuss their strategy. And of course, in the officers' room, we discuss our plans to landing at Coronado Airport, and we even order buses. And so now when we go to the bar, let's say this is where drinks are served. Either water and or, of course, drinks are usually non-alcoholic on such from my end, so you look here, some art on the wall, some window, we'll look below, and of course, since this is a tour, you know the rule about alcohol here, right? Under my command. So in the bar, we have this. Bottoms up. Hindenburg's bar. Sometimes we'll serve drinks with flair. Martinis are both shaken and stirred. Martinis are both shaken and stirred. Unless turbulence struck, then they were just stirred. Are those stools? We've all witnessed more confessions than a digital priest. Last week, a passenger confessed to being a closet dirigible enthusiast. And now, shall we go in the scream room? I think the guy thinks so. We go in the scream room. So now, we enter the door to the scream room. Let me close the door to the scream room. I can get to the gondola from here, okay? So in the scream room, hence its title, there's really nothing in here. Just let us know that somebody's in the scream room. In the scream room. Ah! It feels so good, doesn't it? The scream room is where passengers released pent-up stress. Some yell about lost luggage. Others existential dread. But the real secret? In some cases, it's a portal to the Tamagotchi dimension. Don't tell anyone. And now let's exit the scream room. Let's not walk the... Actually, yeah, let's go with the catwalk. Let's go to the... But we cannot stay in the catwalk, okay? Alright. Okay, I'm going to close the door to the scream room. Ready? 3, 2, 1, now. Or can it be closed from here? Y'all better follow. Okay. Hey, I own the add-on, so wonder what's in here. Oh, there's your catwalk, so to speak. Okay, I'm going to close the door. I can give you a peek. Let's see what it's like out here. That's an interesting place. Deck Bravo. Yeah, Deck Bravo. Okay, so now let's go back to the gondola. What's in here? Ah! I opened the scream room again. Let me close the door to the scream room, and then we'll go back to the gondola. I hope action does not rudely cut off on me, so... Okay. Let's go here. Okay, so now let's go to the Crewmess. Here in the Crewmess, you got your usual overlook of some window here. There it is. Of course, this is where the crew eats. And we all do the same thing here. We order buses to meet us at Coronado Airport. And now let's, of course, see what we have for the Crewmess. Fueling dreams, one meal at a time. What you just saw was the Crewmess, where mechanics, stewards, and navigators bonded. We all swap stories, share memes, and debate some ultimate questions like, are brats a sandwich? Is a hot dog a sandwich? Even the vegan type? This is just from our end and our end only. Our digital crew votes a yes, but only if it's pixelated. Alright, back to the gondola we go. Okay, I guess I covered everything using the status page here to fly the airship with. And of course, let's see some bonus places like the stairs area. And of course, how to get aboard the airship. Well, as you can see, it's open. So now let's go down the stairs. Best I can do is zoom in and zoom out to go upstairs. No, it doesn't kill you. No. No, no, no. Downward. And upward. This is dangerous to do, of course, in real life, so. I don't think you can go outside at all. Okay, I don't think you can get outside at all. Up inside. I can try, but no guarantees, so... Up. I'll say again, up. Okay, so bear in mind that I'm not an engineer on the Hindenburg in real life. Of course, I just have the add-on from Red Wing Simulations. And so in closing remarks, or as I begin the closing remarks, you know, this is something I always wanted to fly since I was a child. And I'll be 30, you know, in less than a month. I'll be 30 by 4 May. And this is something I always wanted to do before I turned 30. And that's actually something I wanted to do back in high school. Even before then was, of course, get a grip of the Hindenburg before I turned 30. And I have one, but I could use a better one. A grip, that is. So I look out the window. Oh my, these window things are all over the place. I'll say again, these window things are all over the place. I guess that's good. So we go this way. Don't be sketchy. Somebody could be using these rooms for all I know. Oh, really? No one was in there? Here we have Damen. That's for ladies. Bathroom, that is. Latrine, or whatever you want to call it. And of course, heron for men. Here's how I memorized heron for men's bathroom. I think of the bird, the heron, which is spelled Hotel Echo Romeo Oscar November. When in this case, here's what I have in mind when this comes to mind. The type of bird, heron. Although spelled Hotel Echo Romeo Oscar November, this one is spelled Hotel Echo Double Romeo Echo November. Heron for men is, once again, H for hotel, E for echo, 2 R's for Romeo, E for echo, N for November. Or on such from my end, I spell Hotel Echo Double Romeo Echo November. Hotel Echo Double Romeo Echo November. The bar. It's in here. Since I'm a guy, let's just go in here. I'm a male. Let's go. I identify as male, so let's go in here. And most likely will identify as male till my last day here. Sink of some kind, I guess. Towel, I guess. And now let's. That's a toilet. Don't put things down other than your own waste, okay? Next off. I'll make sure nothing went in there. I'm going to close the door. Secure the hatch. Let's go. Oh, here. Ah, another toilet. Okay, can you all take looks as I secure the hatch? Okay, as I secure the hatches, okay? At this point, I'm going to secure the hatch. And now let's... Okay. Hatch is secure. I say again, hatches are secure. So let's... Ah, urinal. Urinals in a lot of them. Can you all get in there, okay? Looks like you just can't go in there, so... I'm just not going to go bother with that, so... Let me, of course, close the door. Secure the hatch also means close the door. I belong to an environment where we have to say secure the hatch, which is, of course, Civil Air Patrol. Hey, I'm a guy. About the Damen, I'm not gonna go in there, because I'm a guy. I respect privacy, okay? So now let me secure the hatch to the Damen. I'm not sure how I say the in this case. Alright. Die Damen Beitzimmer. Die Damen Beitzimmer. And then, of course, Geschlossen die Tür. I'm going to close the door. In this case, secure the hatch. And now, let's go up the stairs here. This leads to the cabins, lounge and dining room. You don't go past rails like that. Or I guess you did in this video, so. There's General and President Hindenburg. For this is what the airship's namesake after. I guess I covered everything here except for the showers. Let's not go in there because it's sketchy. Let me show and tell you how I fly really quick. So right now, let's close the door. And of course, anything AI, I leave it. Anything AI, I just leave it to the chief engineer all the way to engine 4. Okay? I don't show people for that sketchy. That's why I don't do 3D packs. And so let's go to the chief steward's order page and close the door. This time I'm really going to trust, so now let's...
Prepare for takeoff.
Roger, all crew to takeoff station.
Ready for takeoff.
Ready for takeoff.
And here's how I typically fly. You don't need a car on board, so... Let's see.
Start maintenance operations, please.
So the car goes bye-bye. I'll say and the car goes bye-bye. And the car appears again. That's how it basically works. So I, of course, as you can see, take the car out and I of course keep it weighted until or unless I'm ready, as you can see. You might be telling me something, but you know, I just do this until or unless I am, of course, ready, like I said from before. And when I'm ready to go, I just bring this black line all the way to where my cursor is. Everyone has their own way to fly things, alright, so... The key things here I do is I just don't fill these things all the way full. So now let's... See what I'm doing to this black line? See what I did to these black lines just now? That's where I keep it, you know. Although this is thumbs down, this is, of course, until or unless I'm ready to go. Like, watch. When ready to go, this is what I do. I just need the thumb at bare minimum green. That's all. All I care about is that that thumb is green. See? That's all I basically do. And, of course, I go to the Vyond Logic gas cells here. And as you can see, gas cell number 2 is already full, so I don't mess with that. So in other words, even though the light's supposed to be red, I just don't mess with that. It all depends where I'm going. Like, if I'm going from Los Lunas to Albuquerque, I only have 3 red lights on the Vyond Logic gas cells, so... Of course, although I only have, like, 4 gas cells that are topped off like this is what I do. Gas cell 8, 10, and 12. Once again, gas cells 8, 10, and 12. And when I look over here to the Vyond Logic Gas Control, Vyond Logic and Plotagon Logic Gas Control, this is what I have. It's all here. Okay? So, at this point, this concludes the tour. That is our show. If you like, please like and subscribe. We'll see you all around. Thanks for watching. Where'd everyone go? Alright. When did the creeper van pick any of them up? Go get them. I'll say it again. Go get them.